We are the DFPN. Always question the answers.
No Gimmicks Podcast, and we bring it to you. Every time we turn live, man, you know it's the truth. Every after show, moving down, this the time to move around. No Gimmicks Podcast is going down. Every night, every time in the ring, this is the time for the No Gimmicks, no we doing our thing. What's your state of mind, state of mind? Moving down a statement when we take the line. This is exactly wrestling the state design. When you see Stone Cold like me, with the stunner in the world, exactly, man, what we bring. Every night we move like Brock Lesnar, the F5, no gimmicks. We take you to your limit, what's the feeling? When we live in the air, you know we on, it's the time. Guarantee we move, you know how we respond. The state is mine, the state design when we feel it. Moving down, what's the healing? No gimmicks is the feeling.
Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the No Gimmicks Podcast here on the DFPN. Surprise, we got a Friday show. So,
hey, man, sometimes life gets in the way, right? We got to do things different. We do it where we can.
Yep, exactly. So, we couldn't let this week go by without popping up and doing the show. We have a big weekend coming up. Big show coming tomorrow. It's not your normal MPX, although we're here to talk some MPX. Tomorrow night is not your normal MPX show. The event center will be filled. Shout out to everybody that's been buying the tickets.
Yes.
The front row sold out. Second row is almost sold out. This is a big event with big ramifications coming off of it for everyone on the Texas wrestling scene. So a lot of eyes are going to be on this show tomorrow. So we're here to talk about it. It is Pro Wrestling Revolver coming back to Texas. They're going to be doing a tournament to crown the first ever Texas champion in that promotion. And very exciting news for all involved. The card is absolutely stacked. My co-host once again for this one, the Choice Matt Andrews. Sir, welcome back.
Hey, it's a pleasure to be here. Yeah, thank you very much, Kelvin. It's super excited to be here on the No Gimmicks Podcast talking about Wrestling Revolver, promotion that I am so very, very happy and proud to be ring announcing for tomorrow in collaboration with Metroplex Wrestling, of course. It is a huge deal. Yes. I know it kind of, I don't even know if it got overshadowed, but like the shiny new toy was Athena's show, right? Yeah. But even before all that got announced, we had the announcement of a Texas championship. And how long have we been saying? We've been saying since WrestleMania, Texas is becoming a place to pass through. This is once again a complete breeding ground for superstars to be put on the map of independent wrestling.
Absolutely, man. And this show is a testament to that because we have some of Texas' brightest stars coming in for this show. They're going to be putting on. Real quick before we do get into breaking it down, I want to send out best wishes to Matthew Palmer.
Yeah.
Get well soon. No, he's dealing with an injury. Get well soon. Hope to see you back in the ring soon. But sucks to see you not on this card. It really does. I know they had plans. When I saw his name on this tournament, I immediately had him as a front runner to win it all. So sucks that he's not going to be on this. So get well soon, Matt, please.
Yeah. For somebody that's known Palmer for over a decade, I know it's killing him to not be in this. Maybe potentially killing him even more to have to be relegated to just stick at home while he heals up from his injuries. But obviously a very passionate, very dedicated performer, and it sucks that he won't be a part of this, but he's still a part of Wrestling Revolver, and he's still very much involved with the company. So that and Metroplex Wrestling. So he won't be without something to do, but I know he really wants to be in this tournament, and I hope we get to see him heal up soon.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. But before we get into the Wrestling Revolver show tomorrow, let's go back. Let's talk some MPX real quick because the finals to Fight, Win, Survive happened. Who have a winner of Fight, Win, Survive, and that is the purple team. I did not expect this one, but the finals had some fireworks, and let's talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely. We should talk about it. Sorry. Right. Got a notification there. Yeah. Purple team with the win. Yeah, I was a little bit surprised by this too, because I kind of thought, with Baby D on the side of Team Green, with Kari there, with JoJo, Phil Shark,
Yeah,
I
loaded
kind
team.
of expected those guys to kind of come out on top. But now we get to think of all the storylines that come out of Team Purple winning. Obviously, House Sagan being a huge part of that, and honestly, knowing the wars that Michael Schaefer and Brick Savage have
Mhm.
gone through. That's just the beginning. And
Yep.
what a strong foundation for storylines there. And then you branch off, of course, to Dave Sagan, who's already one half of the tag team champions, but now close in line to getting a shot at Brick Savage's MPX championship.
Absolutely. And I want to talk about Sagan real quick
Mhm.
because as much as we talk about Demo and the planning that he's gone through, Sagan has been quietly having a run of his own. He's been the Addicts champion. Him and House Sagan have been in the mix of things as of late. They're a part of this fight, win, survive, and now he's possibly in line for a title shot. He's quietly been manipulating the strings here too and making his move, not letting it be known really. But if you pay attention, how Sagan has been making some crazy moves with Dave being the biggest piece of that puzzle.
Yeah, the thread of how Sagan runs deep through MPX in all facets. They're present almost every single week. And even when Dave Sagan himself is not present, how Sagan is in some
Right,
capacity. And that's kind of the big thing. That's kind of the overarching thing. With Demo, no offense to set six, but if Demo wasn't there, like it was like, okay, cool, the champ's not here, Demo's not here, and whatnot. But like, if Dave Sagan is not present, something else is happening. How Sagan
right.
related, and there are gears turning, there are moves being made, and I think that's the big thing that sets Sagan apart is that he knows how to send the minions out to do the dirty work, not just for him personally, but really just for the entirety of MPX. Like
Right.
this is going over an entire control. This is more than just Demo getting gold for himself. This is about assuming total control of MPX, and that's what House Sagan has in their game.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And you nailed this one. Even when he's not there, he's there. He's
Yep.
always present, and he's always a face. Like you don't see him. Is normally it's out of sight, out of mind. With him, it's not. It's they are an extension of him, and that's his biggest asset, honestly.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean he's almost pretty much a figurehead of MPX. When you come to MPX, you know how Sagan is going to be somewhere around, and that's kind of a big deal, right? Like
Yeah,
in some way, some shape, some form, Dave Sagan and House Sagan, they're kind of gatekeepers at MPX.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
that's a big marker to have.
Absolutely. So now on the heels of this fight, win, survive, we do have a gauntlet match. Is that correct? Am I understanding that right?
So previous years, Fight Win Survive, the winning team has done a gauntlet match to determine the number one contendership. Um, as I understand it from MPX management, it's not exactly determined how the pecking order is going to go for the purple team, but they all six of them just moved to the top of the line as far as contenders for Brick Savage. We might not
Interesting.
find that out until next week after Wrestling Revolver, but the gears, the things are in motion to determine who's going to face Brick for this.
Absolutely. That's very interesting. It's an interesting prospect because you do have predominant House Sagan a part of that. And
Yeah.
they could easily be like, here, take the line. That's an interesting prospect there.
Yeah, and I'm sure that the influence of Isaac Mazer somewhere in there is going to play a huge part. On top of that, with Tommy Prince being part of the purple team, right? I'm sure that the influence of Richard Hill over the Scorn is going to end up being there as well.
Absolutely. Speaking of the scorn, we had opposite members on on two different teams going up against each other. Very interesting stuff there too.
Yeah, it was a very surprising tag match, and I know Cody said it on the broadcast as well. There was a lot of good cohesive teamwork
Yeah.
from both teams, and maybe that's what the idea of becoming number one for the MPX Championship brings to the table. But having Gabe and Big J right on one side and Tommy and Red on the other, a lot of cohesion between those teams. Interesting to see what the fallout's going to be after that.
Very much, man. Very much. And we're going to have to wait a little bit because we got Pro Wrestling Revolver tomorrow. So that's going to be on the front of my brain, though. I'm very curious to see what happens with this pecking order, specifically because House Sagan's a very big part of the purple team. So
sure, yeah, and it's a lot of time for things to stew between the Sons of Mayhem and the Scorn. Usually you come out the next week on MPX and you can hash things out and kind of move on and be done with it. And now they're sitting around with it for 2 weeks. Like, even in that main event brawl where everybody came out and fists were being thrown, usually we'll see the tag team partners kind of look at each other and be like, yeah, whatever, okay, cool. Nah, we saw Jay and Red going at it. We saw Scorn going, like, there were no punches pulled in that. And so kind of wonder how all of that ends up going. And maybe we're making too big of it, right? Maybe the Sons of Mayhem just come out and be like, hey, you good? We good? Okay, we're good.
right.
But now that Tommy is kind of at the front of the line, and plus Richard said he would, love that son more. We'll see how that plays out with him and Gabe.
Yeah.
And Dalton, although Dalton wasn't part of a whole lot in the last couple weeks, so
right,
maybe that plays a part too.
Maybe it does. Maybe it does. So it's worth sticking around and tuning in for it, man, because things will be getting interesting here very, very fast. So
yeah, a lot to look forward to in the summer. Especially with the purge coming around the corner too. Kind of interesting to see how that goes.
Yep. Yep. One thing's for certain though, Brick has a target on their back, and
for sure.
And he's also they're also going to be in the tournament themselves. So
yeah, and that's what's super interesting to me, right? Before a break was announced for this tournament, even before they won the MPX Championship.
Right.
And now, and of course, they're going up against Exodus Prime, another person who's kind of a mainstay at MPX, although we haven't seen him in some time. Does Prime have kind of an ulterior motive besides just winning the Revolver Championship? Like, is there going to be more to this matchup with Brick? Who knows? Since this is a collaboration show, this is a Revolver show under MPX House, and we'll see MPX talent on this show. Yep. Who knows? Do the Sworn come out in the middle of this Brick Savage match and kind of cost Brick his spot or their spot going forward in the tournament? There's a lot to think about.
I didn't think of that. I honestly didn't think of that.
The stories could be so
very well
could
happen.
Sure.
Yeah, that very well could happen. So that's interesting too. That never crossed my mind. I guess I'm assuming Pro Wrestling Revolver kind of keep the doors separated, but it's for them it's neutral ground. For MPX it's home. So who knows what could happen.
Yeah, and again, I could be making a big deal of it, but then again, we also saw the MPX Championship change hands at a Revolver show.
At a Revolver show.
There could be something there.
That's crazy. That's a crazy prospect. Speaking of prospect, how many defenses does Dylan have?
He should be the next one will be the fourth one.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So
keep my eyes on that too.
Sure, you got to imagine that's going to happen at some point before the purge, I would imagine. But who knows? Definitely another one to watch out for, because even though Cavens wasn't on a winning team, he's still, as long as he's got that prospect belt and can defend it a fourth time successfully, he's got that in his back pocket to take against the World Breaker.
Yep. So man,
not
and we got
the MPX champion.
No, it's not. It's not. And what's funny is it's not your norm. So it'll be interesting to see how Brick responds to all of this.
It's going to be interesting to see how MPX responds to Brick being champion. Remember, for a whole year, we've had Demo Diamond as the champion,
Right.
and he was kind of king of the mountaintop, kind of viewed as untouchable. And now Brick Savage is up at the top, and they seem like they're unstoppable. And it's interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see how the rest of the cards fall in MPX as it goes up to Savage.
Right. That's what I was thinking too. It's going to be hard to control them because they're Brick Savage. I mean,
Yep.
who's gonna get in the way of that? Like
Right.
why would you? So that's why I'm saying it's gonna be interesting to see how they respond to all of this. It's gonna be very, very a crazy time. And we got the purge coming up. So
Good time to be a Metroplex Wrestling fan.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Honestly, it's giving a lot of vibes, kind of around the Texas Rumble buildup. Where like we were seeing packed houses every single week.
Yep.
And I mean, Revolver again in collaboration, not necessarily an MPX show, but like obviously this is looking to be a sold out event, and then leading into another sold out event in the Purge, which always ends up selling. So this is a big time, a big month of July.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So speaking of big shows, let's get into it. Let's jump into the Revolver show. Let's start with the tournament, right?
Sure, absolutely.
We have some players in this tournament. So we have KJ Orso, Vert Vixen,
Oh yeah,
Brick Savage. We have Exodus Prime, JD Griffey. McCullough's in here. Who else is in here?
Stephen Wolf, the
Stephen
leader of the
Wolf.
pack. Yeah,
absolutely.
One of the top black wrestlers in the nation. So we're excited to see Stephen Wolf make his appearance at Wrestling Revolver and kind of step foot through an MPX curtain there. That's a matchup that I feel like is going to be kind of a low-key sleeper hit of the night, right? You kind of expect KJ Orso with his new gimmick to come out, and Vert Vixen, always a favorite and all that. And we know Exodus Prime, we know Brick Savage, Damo McCullough. We got to see who his opponent's going to be,
right?
But low-key, I think a lot of people are kind of overlooking the JD Griffey and Stephen Wolf match, and both are crazy gifted in completely different ways.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And you're right. That could be a low-key sleeper of the night. It really could. But the first round matchups are crazy. Like these are all crazy matchups.
And it's fun to kind of fantasy book and imagine who's going to end up facing who after they win that, right? So, I mean, there's a chance to see, say, a Brick Savage versus a Vert Vixen at some point in the night. Like that, what kind of crazy matchup is that going to be?
Crazy.
I'd love to see JD Griffey cross paths with Brick Savage. Knowing Griffey for as long as I have, and then knowing the monster that Brick Savage is becoming and has been, I think that's going to be that would be an interesting matchup as well, wherever it falls.
I think the most interesting matchup for me, and I think the person that actually has the advantage in this whole tournament, is the person that's facing David McCullough, because everybody else is like had time to prep. They had their opponent in mind. McCullough's probably prepped for Palmer, and Palmer's not in, and whoever that person is hasn't been announced yet. So you don't even know who to prep for. So they immediately come into this tournament up.
Yeah, 100%. But at the same time, I don't know that McCullough's opponent knows he's McCullough's opponent yet. I don't know if that person's been informed. I don't know if that person knows that they're going to be there. They might not even have had plans to be at Wrestling Revolver tomorrow in any capacity. So who knows? At least McCullough knows he's fighting. There's that advantage. But the top hand stays ready, right? He's there with a mission. He's got a lot to prove, a lot to gain. And McCullough is one of those names that maybe most more Metroplex Wrestling fans aren't too familiar with. And most Wrestling Revolver fans might not be too familiar with. But if there's anybody that's kind of got I guess, kind of an underrated chance at walking away with this whole thing, it's the top end. It's Damon McCullough.
I agree. I think this is about as level a playing field as you're going to see, though, because
Mhm.
anybody in this tournament can win it, and that's what I love the most about it.
Yeah, it would be a perfect. You could make a case for anybody in this tournament to win
You
that
could
match, right?
legitimately could.
I mean, really, the two top favorites now that Palmer's out of it, the top favorites in my book, honestly, were going to be Exodus Prime or Vert Vixen.
Ooh,
Yeah, I mean, Vert's been obviously a favorite of mine for a while, but also, she's the Texas girl from Austin, Texas, right? And
yep,
then Prime has been making waves all throughout Texas, and he has been grinding, and he has been going at it. And for somebody with a lot to prove, he's got a lot to prove to himself too. I know he
yep.
wants this so bad to just kind of validate everything that he's been kind of grinding through over the last couple of years. So um, those would have been my two picks to go through it all at the start of this.
That is funny you say that too, because I would love to see Prime come out of here with the belt. I really would, because
Yeah.
I've seen him grind too. I've seen the work that he's put in, everything that he's done. He is a name that does float around Texas and has a lot of buzz following him wherever he goes. So I think him holding that title would be very great, and I don't think he needs it to validate him because he's just that damn good. But
Sure.
I think him holding it would mean a lot for him. So I would love for him to walk out of here the champion. But if I had a pick, my
Mhm.
underrated pick of this whole thing is KJ Orso because of what he's doing right now.
Sure. The man's on fire, and no pun intended to the former
Yeah,
Fuego del Sol. But absolutely, the
I
guy
see
has
what you
such a
did there.
following. He's such a following around the nation for effectively doing an untelevised or unmajor promoted heel turn that everybody knows about.
Yes.
The last one that I can remember to reinvent themselves that well on the indies has been Matt Cardona.
Yep. Yep.
Coming off of the Zack Ryder thing, but he immediately debuted as Matt Cardona and went to town for it.
Yep.
Fuego was not as big a star as Zack Ryder, right? Like, I don't
Right.
think that's an arguable point. But for him to do that heel turn out of being Fuego and turn into KJ Orso and garner even more buzz in an independent scene, that's such a unique trait. And it's amazing to see him do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And that specific reason is why I'm like, I can't overlook him. I would like Vert, any of these guys, I would like to see walk out of here, but I'm like, that guy might be the sleeper of the whole tournament. He
And
very
what
well could walk out of there the champion.
But here's what, and no offense to KJ and the times that he's been through MPX, got along great with him, but this is a new person.
Yep.
But it would piss me off so bad if KJ Orso won this, only because that's not a native Texan there. That is not somebody
I
that,
get
in
yep, I
my
get that.
eyes,
I
that is
get
not
that.
somebody in my eyes that represents Texas.
I get that. Totally get that. I think he'll disagree, but
Oh, I'm sure he will. And I'm sure I'm probably going to pay for it tomorrow when I see him. But we'll see. But talk about another notch and, another step towards legitimizing the name of KJ Orso after turning from Fuego is to win the first ever Texas championship. Like, that's
Yep.
a notch in the belt, right?
Yep.
So, yeah, I'd love to see Vert win it. But at the same time, Vert has so many championships.
Hey.
She's a belt collector on the indies, right?
Yeah,
So,
I was about to say belt collecting seems cool these days.
yeah, no kidding. But that's great. But also, I'd love to see Vert come out of this as a representative for Revolver and representing the state of Texas and being able to defend it wherever amongst any of the promotions.
Yeah, I would love that too. I do think Vert, because she has so much places that she can go and that
Mhm.
title could follow.
Yeah.
Like her, I know that she's part of Tokyo Joshi Pro, and Tokyo Joshi Pro is coming out here.
Oh yeah.
And so
Oh,
for
think
her
about
to
that.
yeah, so for her to win that title, and then you bring that to Tokyo Joshi Pro, and put it on the line, I think that'd be awesome. That'd be really awesome.
And even if she doesn't put that title on the line, because who knows what agreements and all that stuff come out of it, I imagine she would be allowed to bring it, and just the promotion, the hype around that belt being in that atmosphere elevates that title
instantly. Yep. I'm with you on that. I'm definitely with you on that. So yeah.
Regardless of who wins this tournament, the spotlight gets cast not just on them but also on Revolver as holding this kind of a promotion. And like we said at the top of the show, Texas is becoming almost we're almost re-entering territories, right? Where the Texas Revolver Championship becomes kind of the symbol of passing through Texas. And so that's something that's super exciting to me, is that we can kind of go to the old school and the territory areas. Like off the top of my head, I'm thinking we've got Texas, you've got the St. Louis area, the Pacific Northwest. In my head, I'm envisioning the Street Fighter 2 map, and you go into different places, right, to go to do the versus screens. And maybe that's talking a little too much Burt Vixen there for all that, but just imagining the champion flying to a place to defend it at a different territory kind of thing like that. I love that idea.
I love that too. So yeah, man, this tournament is going to be, it's going to be a huge deal. It's going to be a very huge deal. So great competition. The first round's already worth being in the building for it. So come on out. But AJ Francis will be in attendance.
Yes, AJ Francis, the former top dollar there, defending his newly won Revolver Remix title in an open title scramble. That's interesting. And it's super interesting because you don't know who or how many people are going to be in it.
Right.
Talk about chaos. And that's the kind of chaos we like to see.
Yes, absolutely. I did see Kaimi's going to be at this show.
Yes, so that is the other matchup besides the Revolver Remix title scramble. We've got a very unique match. I'm proud to say I kind of had a hand in helping to bring this together by bringing Don Gato Tequila into this.
Nice.
Yes, so Wrestling Revolver is putting on a Don Gato Tequila 2-count challenge. It is a tag team match between Tie or Die and the I would say the MPX tag team, so to speak, of I guess Surf and Turf. Is that what we're calling them?
Awesome.
Such a great name. Such a great
name.
Oh,
that's awesome. That's sticking.
So that is Brada Kaimi and the underwater wet body Phil Shark. Talk about hyper athleticism. We saw those two go at it in the finals of Fight Win Survive in that 6-man match, and they tore it down. One can only imagine how they're going to team up together to take on Tie or Die, a team I don't know a whole lot about.
I don't either, so I'm curious to see what. So,
yes,
very curious to see.
For those not familiar with it, and I hope I'm not revealing too much ahead of time, but what I understand the tequila 2-count, the Don Gato Tequila 2-count challenge to be, if there's a 2-count and not a 3-count, right? 2-count kick out, everyone's taking a shot.
In the building?
No, in the match.
In the match.
So you've heard of MPX's chops and shots matches.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I hope the referee, whoever it is, has a strong liver and a tolerance for agave, because everybody in that match, 2-count shot.
Oh, that's gonna be so fun.
Oh yeah,
that's gonna be so fun. Oh, I can't wait for that.
And a huge thanks to Don Gato Tequila for agreeing to sponsor this match, kind of get their name out there. Don Gato Tequila, if you guys haven't seen it, their mascot is a luchador. It is Don Gato. They are also in league with Major League Wrestling, MLW.
Nice.
So it's a good partnership, hopefully one that we can continue at MPX beyond the Wrestling Revolver show. But this is a great introduction, I think, for the tequila and for into the Texas scene.
Absolutely. That's awesome, man. That's really awesome. So I can't wait. I can't wait for that match.
Oh, yeah. For multiple reasons. Obviously, the athleticism involved. Obviously.
You had me at tequila, but everybody's taking a shot. I like
Yeah,
it.
no kidding. Would you like to find a way to become like the special guest bell ringer or something like that? And then
yeah.
You know, do I get a shot as well? So.
Right. That's awesome. That is really awesome. So yeah, man, it's all going down. 510 Harwood Road, normal address, new promotion in the building that night. So make sure you guys come out. You got anything else, Matt?
Yeah, we are looking around the 8 o'clock time frame for that first bell to start. So it should be around normal show time. That's what we're planning on. But you guys want to make sure you get there early. There's no assigned seating. You come in, you get in. So very much looking forward to that. Again, big thanks to Don Gato Tequila for helping to sponsor Pro Wrestling Revolver's Texas title tournament. Also, a big shout out to World Class Nutrition and Shakes, owned by the one and only Sex Zebra Day DeVille from Metroplex Wrestling. Head out to Arlington, right off of Sublet there to get your protein shakes, your protein supplements, any kind of boosted teas. They have a great protein coffee that is delicious.
Nice.
And then also another big shout out to Sweat Equity Services for sponsoring the KJ Orso and Vert Vixen match. Sweat Equity Services, owned by Carl Knight and his wife, current referee across Texas, very well respected in the game. So big shout out to them for sponsoring that match and the tournament in part as well. So thank you very much for allowing me to say that. And
No
folks,
problem.
hope we get to see you at the Revolver Texas title tournament tomorrow.
Yes, please come on out. If you cannot, this event will not be. Will it be on the Twitch?
It is not on Twitch. It'll be on, Triller TV. Great call. Yep, Triller TV.
Yep, it will be on Triller TV. Now I don't know if I can be in the chat for that, but
we can watch.
I'm probably going to be. I'm going to be at the show. I'm going to this one.
Perfect. We're looking forward to seeing you in the building then.
Yeah, I will be in the building. So, yeah, man, come on out, have some fun. It's a great event. It's going to be a great night. Looking at this card, this is going to be a very fun card, a very stacked card. So please come on out. Second row's almost sold out. So if you want to be near the action, go to MPX Wrestling's website. Go get these tickets before they sell out.
MPXWrestling.com.
Yep. So
thank you very
that's
much,
it
guys.
for me, man. If you got anything else,
I've spoken my piece. We're ready for this weekend.
Oh, I forgot to put this up here too. Palmer said, "Oh, I'm going to be a part of it." All right.
Oh boy. We are excited for the centerfold, for the unhinged man to make his mark on this tournament.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So make sure you guys come out. If not, please catch them on Triller. You don't want to miss this one. It's going to be a fun time. But for me and for my co-host, the Choice Matt Andrews, thank you guys for tuning in to this week's MPX wrap up. Until next time, you guys take care of each other. Be safe. Peace.
See you later.
And I know it's all business, all business, all business. We give them no gimmick. Yeah. And I know it's all business, all business, all business. We give them no gimmick. Yeah. And I know it's all business, all business, all business. We give them no gimmicks.